A new WWE Universal Championship bout could reportedly be unveiled tonight live on Friday Night Smackdown. Details on that, plus Braun Strowman is set to undergo surgery. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, they've just won the Women's Tag Team Championships, but could they be set to split up as a tag team in the near future? Is WWE interested in signing Impact Wrestling's former world champion Moose? An interesting update on WWE having venue clauses when it comes to possible AEW attempts at booking the arenas that they run in. An update on Seth Rollins possibly having to leave Night of Champions early last weekend due to filming commitments. We got the ratings for this past Tuesday's edition of NXT on USA Network. An update on an advertised Cody Rhodes Smackdown appearance. Pat McAfee gives an update on his WWE future. Alexa Bliss reveals in-ring preparations prior to her finding out that she was indeed pregnant. And The Undertaker has spoken about his urge to return to the ring. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. Let's start off talking about the Tribal Chief himself, Roman Reigns, and possibly a new WWE Universal Championship bout coming very soon. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, a new championship bout could be unveiled soon in WWE. While it hasn't been announced yet and is subject to change, Fightful Select has learned that at least as of yesterday evening, that being Thursday evening, there were plans on the June 2nd edition of SmackDown for Roman Reigns to have a 1,000-day celebration for his Universal title run. Now, Fightful have been told, as of that creative, there were also memos that mentioned new WWE Universal Championship on it. There is set to be a podium where the new WWE Universal Championship would be unveiled to the world. Fightful have been told the presentation was mentioned as resembling when The Rock unveiled the new WWE Championship back in 2013. Obviously, please note that all creative is subject to change, and this report from Fightful Select is based on internal discussions and memos within the company. So, we could be set to see a brand new Universal Championship tonight on SmackDown. Now, we don't know if that means scrapping the WWE Championship bout and kind of merging them together. So, you've got the Universal Championship back on SmackDown, and then the WWE World Heavyweight Championship bout on Raw. That could be what they're doing, but again, we're going to have to wait to see what happens tonight on SmackDown. But what are your thoughts on possibly a new Universal Championship, and what would you like it to look like? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. Braun Strowman, there's been an update about Braun Strowman because, of course, there have been reports and rumors he is out with an injury. According to a report from PW Insider, Braun Strowman was spotted in Birmingham, Alabama after previously reported as suffering from an undisclosed injury. Strowman's most recent appearance on WWE television was on May 1st when he and Ricochet defeated Alpha Academy on Monday Night Raw. Previously, Strowman reportedly suffered a concussion in late April but was cleared to return to the ring for that May 1st match with no indication of the current injury being linked at this time. Birmingham is relevant is the location of the Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, a world-renowned orthopedic surgery center that is frequented by WWE superstars. With various providers specializing across the spectrum of sports medicine, it would make sense that if Braun Strowman was suffering from an injury, he would be well served to seek care from a quality team of experts. Of course, if we get any more details on the injury itself, if he's going to actually undergo surgery or anything like that, we'll let you know in a future video. As I mentioned, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, they're the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, but could a big tag team split in WWE potentially be on the way, despite just winning titles in the first place? On the May 29 episode of Raw this past Monday, there was a four-way match to determine the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions after the title was vacated due to Liv Morgan's injury. The four-way in question was won by Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, so they're finally champions after initially being planned to win them all the way back at WrestleMania, but they couldn't due to Ronda Rousey being injured at the time. It had previously been reported that WWE pretty much wanted to get the title on Rousey and Baszler as soon as possible because there's a story planned to be told, but at some point, Rousey will be taking time off, so they need to get it done before that. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer has reported that Rousey and Baszler had pitched to become a tag team But they'd also pitched that they'd have the ability to work a heated program with each other. It wasn't 100% confirmed that this is the plan right now, but if it's something that Rousey has pushed for, chances are it will probably happen. This is Rousey's first time holding the Tag Team Championship, while Baszler has already held it twice in the past with Nia Jax. Of course, after winning the championship, Rousey made some pretty damning comments about the state of the women's tag team division, seemingly as well as the women's division in general in WWE, saying that there's a lack of depth on both rosters, and frankly, WWE doesn't really care that much about women's tag team wrestling and women's wrestling in general. But what are your thoughts about a potential Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler feud, despite the fact they've just won the tag titles? When do you think this will happen, and how long do you think they'll hold the tag team titles for? Now let's talk about Impact Wrestling's Moose. An update has emerged on the contract status of a former Impact World Champion who WWE may reportedly be interested in. Per Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, as of a few weeks ago, the Impact contract of Moose is set to expire in June. Moose notably signed a lucrative contract extension in 2021 ahead of his previous deal with the company expiring. Ahead of his potential free agency, Moose hinted that WWE had shown interest in him. He later confirmed that he had received offers from both WWE and AEW ahead of him re-signing with Impact Wrestling. Fightful's report pointed out that former WWE SVP of Talent Development Canyon Ceman specifically was interested in signing Moose. While Ceman is no longer with WWE, it was noted that there were pitches for him to debut straight onto the main roster, similar to AJ Styles in 2016. Per Fightful, Vince McMahon reportedly dragged his feet on signing off on this potential fast-tracking. However, Triple H is now in charge of creative and has introduced a number of former NXT stars to the main roster since becoming WWE Chief Content Officer. While it's currently unclear whether or not WWE is still interested in Moose, the powerhouse was presented as a top star after re-signing with Impact, notably winning the Impact World title at Bound for Glory 2021 and holding it for 182 days. So if there's any update on that when it comes to Moose possibly staying with Impact, leaving Impact, or anything like that, we'll let you know in a future video. But do you think WWE should sign Moose? Do you think he should stay in Impact? Do you think he should go to AEW or elsewhere? Let me know your thoughts as always. Now, a lot of talk recently, hasn't there, about ticket sales, venues, etc., etc. With a finite number of arenas for WWE and All Elite Wrestling to use, there is bound to be times when both companies will run the same venue. Naturally, both companies will have contracts in place to make that arena their home, and the terms of WWE's contract has revealed an interesting AEW-related clauses. Dave Meltzer wrote about the contract terms in the Wrestling Observer newsletter. According to Meltzer, for arenas that rent to both AEW and WWE, the WWE has, quote, clauses in its deals that AEW can't run a certain number of weeks before or after the WWE show. That's not the only thing that arenas have to consider before accepting the WWE booking, with Meltzer going on to say that AEW and the arena can't announce the show or sell tickets until after the WWE show has taken place. In early 2021, Chris Jericho discussed AEW's plans to run in New York, referring to it as a WWE stronghold. Beyond the issue of advertising and running shows there, arena management do have their say on what can and can't happen behind closed doors. So certainly, again, it's quite interesting that WWE would have that, but it's not out of the realm of normalcy because lots and lots of promotions outside of pro wrestling have certain clauses when booking arenas, not announcing certain acts before or after to keep the demand high and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting information, but not really scandalous or anything like that. Seth freaking Rollins, the brand new World Heavyweight Champion. There were reports about him having to leave Night of Champions early in Saudi Arabia last weekend, but that's not actually factually accurate. A new report has revealed a rumor killer on Seth Rollins leaving Saudi Arabia early after Night of Champions. At the event, Seth Rollins defeated AJ Styles to become the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. The bout opened the show, which led to many fans believing that Rollins would be leaving Saudi Arabia early following his title victory. This follows pictures circulating the week prior that Rollins had been on set for the upcoming Captain America New World Order film. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select provided an update, noting that Rollins was never scheduled to leave Saudi Arabia early. The report notes that contrary to online speculation, Rollins had finished filming for the movie ahead of the premium live event, so he wasn't actually meant to leave early, and he didn't leave early, and he did a live interview later on in the show. As for his title defenses, the first title defense for Seth Rollins of his World Heavyweight Championship has been revealed. Seth Rollins captured the World Heavyweight Championship at WWE's premium live event Night of Champions by besting AJ Styles to be crowned the inaugural champion. Now, his first title defense has been announced, and it's quite intriguing. Proving indeed to be a fighting champion, Rollins is wasting no time putting the title on the line and is ready to defend it over this coming weekend at a WWE house show. According to a report from PW Insider, the top matches listed for this Saturday, June 3rd lineup at the WWE Super Show house show are WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins' first title defense versus The Miz, Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor in a White Plains street fight, Undisputed Tag Team Champions Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Viking Raiders, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Reportedly, Rhea Ripley is also advertised as appearing, but without a listed opponent. Saturday will mark the first time WWE has returned to White Plains, New York since 2019. So Rollins is going to be defending his title this weekend during the house show loop and against The Miz being his first opponent. Now, NXT this past week saw several returns, several main roster stars coming back to NXT. Per PW Insider, NXT drew 607,000 viewers. This is up from the May 23rd edition that drew 578,000 viewers. In the 18 to 49 demographic, Tuesday's show scored a 0.17 rating, which is up from the week prior that scored a 0.16 rating. The show featured Carmelo Hayes defeating Noam Dar to retain the NXT Championship. Post-match, former WWE United States Champion and Mr. Money in the Bank Baron Corbin made his NXT return to attack Carmelo Hayes. Also, Mustafa Ali made an appearance on the brand to watch Wesley and Tyler Bate defeat the Dyad in tag team action. So certainly it's going to be interesting to see what the ratings are next week, now seemingly that Baron Corbin is back on the developmental show. Now, we kind of touched on Cody Rhodes earlier on and when it came to what he's doing in terms of the live event this weekend, but after challenging Brock Lesnar for a third match on this week's Raw, fans were surprised to learn that Cody Rhodes was also advertised to appear on the upcoming June 2nd Smackdown, that being tonight. While the WWE draft has already seen its fair share of inconsistencies, such as Smackdown star AJ Styles main eventing Raw, Cody's appearance seemed rather out of left field due to his ongoing program with Lesnar. And now we may have a better explanation for Rhodes' appearance in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, as he is now being advertised on the official website of the Mohegan Sun Arena to be competing with fellow Raw star The Miz at the event in the dark match, meaning Rhodes may not actually appear on SmackDown itself on television. With Rhodes seemingly set for a third match with Brock Lesnar, questions have been asked whether this will be happening at Money in the Bank on July 1st or instead at SummerSlam on August 5th. As of right now, Lesnar is not featured on the promotional material for London's Money in the Bank premium live event, leaving SummerSlam a more likely destination for the rematch as of right now. Let's talk about Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee, what's his future like with WWE? Pat McAfee is a very busy man, but that hasn't hindered his relationship with WWE. The former NFL punter turned commentator turned wrestler recently agreed to a deal that will move his daily show to ESPN this fall, but the potential for a return to the Stamford, Connecticut-based company remains. In fact, recently on SI Media with Jimmy Traynor, McAfee admitted that he went to WWE CEO and Executive Chairman Nick Khan and Vince McMahon respectively for advice during his negotiations with the network. We are all still very much in contact with each other, he said, after rattling off a list of names that included Michael Cole, Paul Triple H Levesque, Nick Khan and Vince McMahon. Both Khan and McMahon were said to be very receptive to his questions, with McAfee adding, "Vince gave me a stern do not for one thing that I was thinking about doing," while negotiations with an unnamed network weren't going quite the way he had hoped. Notably, it only took McMahon a couple of hours or so to respond. As for Khan, Nick was like a ghost in this thing, McAfee continued, noting that he has a relationship with many members of the sports media. McAfee has been a commentator on SmackDown as well as a part-time wrestler in the past. All told, he's competed in 5 singles matches for WWE, and his bond with the company remains strong. My relationship with the WWE is, I don't want to say stronger than it's ever been, but actually stronger than it's ever been, he added. And we are all very much talking about how I get back into the universe because I love it. So McAfee could be coming back fairly soon. Now, this week it was announced by Alexa Bliss that she is expecting her first child with her husband, Brian Cabrera. And despite Alexa Bliss's last WWE match coming at the Royal Rumble on January 28, a return to the ring was seen as an inevitability, with rumours abound that it may happen at WrestleMania 39. Yet this ultimately never ended up materialising at all. And fast forward to this past Monday, Bliss announced that herself and Ryan Cabrera are expecting their first child. Now, in an interview with The Messenger, Bliss revealed her preparations for an in-ring return prior to her positive pregnancy pregnancy test. Bliss revealed, quote, "I was preparing for my return in the ring and I was just having really bad cramping. I thought that was weird, so then I just decided to take a test, and then I think it said, oh shit." Bliss revealed that the positive test was not something she and Cabrera had planned for, with the shock revelation even coming just days prior to WrestleMania weekend. This obviously scuppered any return plans Bliss and WWE had. With herself and Cabrera's baby due in December 2023, it's unlikely we will see Bliss back inside of the squared circle until early 2024. Bliss's latest announcement is yet another eventful occurrence in the year that's already had its fair share. During her 4-month hiatus from the ring, Bliss would both appear on The Masked Singer TV show as well as undergo a procedure for skin cancer, something she would thankfully catch early and recover from. In the same interview, Bliss revealed her current WWE contract status, as well as discussing her timeline for a return following her December due date. Bliss and Cabrera, of course, are not the only wrestling couple with baby-related news, as Carmella and Corey Graves revealed this week that they're having a baby boy, and Tay Melo and Sammy Guevara announced that they're expecting a child in December as well. So we send our congratulations to everyone expecting their child. The Undertaker still has that itch to return to the ring. Following his boneyard match against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 36, the dead man confirmed that this bout would be his last. The Undertaker had a retirement ceremony at Survivor Series in 2020 before ultimately being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2022. Speaking with The Independent, The Undertaker opened up about the mixed emotions he feels when attending WWE events, noting that he feels like he should be preparing for competition when he's backstage. Recalling his WrestleMania 39 experience, he said, quote, "I've got to the point now where if I'm home, it's fine. It's when I do show up at a WWE event that I should be getting ready feeling. At WrestleMania 39, I was there and I had my family and friends up in a suite watching the show, and I kind of found myself rocking in the chair like, oh my gosh, I should be down there. So in those instances, it's still there, it's still in my heart, and it's still in my brain." So The Undertaker still has that itch. Would you like to see The Undertaker ever return to the ring, or is it good now? Is he done? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. But there you go, guys. It's the latest WWE news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.